just gonna.
So one of the hardest things that's been for me for being a dad, and this is both McKenna and Grant, not just one in particular. I'd say that one of the most hardest things for me was when my first wife and I had gone through a divorce. We had to share the kids, and so sometimes it was really hard for me to say goodbye to them. Initially, I had Grant and McKenna for 3 days, then they went to their mother for 4. And the week after that, I had him for 4 days, and she had him 3 days. And that was really, really hard.
So the hardest thing is the separation from the kids?
Of my kids. And that time was hard because we had 2 and 3, and then eventually Christy and I decided, let's just do week on and week off type thing. And we did do that. We did that especially when Linda became my bride, of course. And that worked out better in some ways, because Linda became very close to both these kids, and she made a huge difference, and she still does. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, she's her mother, you know. And Christy, I always felt, was a great little kid's mom. I mean, she taught them everything. I put all of the thanking upon her for how good they both did at school. It's because of Christy, because Christy learned from her experiences and going through school and college to learn it, and she did a great job.
And her background as a teacher was very good.
She was very good, and that really helped the kids. So, in the long run, that was probably one of the hardest things, was to say goodbye. And one of the hardest things were when Grant went on his mission. That killed me. That's the first time I've ever had, you know, one of my own children do something like that. And I remember crying and crying and crying when he left. And I'm grateful that he did finally go in September. And so I didn't cry anymore after that. But I cried a lot. And then when I was in the hospital, when I had my first round of chemo, or not for chemo, but of
The surgery?
my surgery, and he was there, he was on his mission that time, and he cried, and he cried, and he cried, and I cried right along with him, because we'd never been through anything like this before. But fortunately, this has been a wonderful blessing, is that I did not have this thing continue like I do have it now. You know, for almost 5 straight years, we had a good time, and we felt great together. Right. And then that's where McKenna and I, for those 2 years, we were together a lot, and her and I became very, very close. And that really brought us together, I think. Not that we weren't together, but that experience with her, taking her to a doctor's appointment, time and time again, doing it, and not criticizing her for some of the things she had been going through at that time, but she learned a lot from it. And McKenna, what really impressed me about McKenna was that kid kicked butt going to school.
Yes, she did.
And she worked hard every single day. She was an example
Constantly.
to all of us. And although she may not have been as intelligent as Grant, pretty close, because she worked so hard. And she even took that into college and took that in there too and worked really hard. And McKenna was a great example to all of us. The part that I really loved about her was she never stopped. She never gave up.
Never gave up.
She never gave up. She's a great example to all of us.
She is.